Good morning. It's Clear Digestive Show again for you guys this morning. Today I will be talking on ways to defend your marriage against sexual temptation. This is a common topic. People have been hearing this, and yet people are still falling prey to sexual temptation. So I had to bring in some points. If you are going through these difficulties, you can use in order not to be a victim. For everyone is open to sexual temptation, but the difference is just that some people know how to handle theirs more than others, and some people are more exposed to sexual temptation than others. Imagine if you have to spend a lot of hours as a guy with many women, most especially single women, or you go out on meetings, occasions, stuffs like that. You'll be more exposed to sexual temptation, harassment than someone who stays, maybe a housewife who stays just at home, or maybe you are just having your company where you run everything by yourself and you can do whatever you wish to do. So some people are more exposed to sexual temptation than others. So some points I would like us as a couple, I would like you guys to use. If you are in a relationship, you're married, you can use these points in order to overcome sexual temptation. The first point I'll be looking at is don't compromise your marital rules for any reason. Any environment, any country, any home that is not governed by rules and regulation will never stand firm. When you have, imagine us in Cameroon, in the US, in Mali, Ghana, Togo, Turkey, Italy, wherever you may be. You imagine you find yourself in one of these countries, and there are no rules and regulations to govern the people living in it. Imagine how what kind of chaos. Imagine how things will be like. People will be killing each other. People will just do whatever they wish they can't, knowing that whatever they are doing is right, not knowing that you could be doing something right, but on the other hand you're hurting the other person. So it's just like marriage has its rules and regulation, and each and every person has its own rules and regulations to make in their own marriage. Don't take what A and B are practicing to come and put in your own marriage. Do what is best for you and your husband in your relationship or in your marriage. There are things that will be going on, like you have to go in for a dinner, you have to go in for occasion, you have to go for a burial, and you have to come back late. You have to inform your husband, you have to inform your wife. When your wife is aware that you are going to this place, and you too as the wife or husband that is left behind, you have to be texting your husband, texting your wife, you are now, where are you now, what are you doing? In that way you keep the communication going, and you won't fall prey to sexual temptation when you update each other of whatever thing you're doing. I'm going to be staying out late tonight, please baby wait for me, stuffs like that. I'll be in my friend's place watching football. While you are even there watching the football, you call your wife, or you'll be with you'll be for a naming ceremony for a child, and most of your female friends will be there. You are frequently updating your wife, updating your husband. You are frequently updating each other. In that case, you will see that even if there is someone planning something, because you are in a connection with your husband, with your wife, there will be limitation for you to fall prey to sexual temptation. So keep updating each other. Make rules and regulation in your marriage that each time this person is going to do this, each time you are supposed to do this, you are there, you are here, you have to inform the other person. And you as the person being back at home, you have to follow up the other person, not because you don't trust your husband or you don't trust your wife. It is just a way to keep the connection going. When you keep that connection going, it is difficult for your husband or your wife to fall prey to sexual temptation. The next point will be set rules for your marriage. It looks similar, but it's not similar. For example, if you have someone flirting with you, okay, you can set rules that in case we find someone, if you find someone flirting, if in case, for example, you are a man, you are at the job site, in case you find someone flirting with you, you are supposed to tell your wife. Yes, you're supposed to tell your husband, because there are women and there are men out there that will know very well that you are married, but yet they will send you text messages telling you how much they care about you. They might not use the word they love you. They will say how much they care about you. There are people that will even come as friends advising you, please don't beat your wife, please, you have done like this to your husband, but they have another intention. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody out there. There are people who have come to you with a very plain positive intention, but behind that intention, behind what they are saying, they have their own intention behind it. They have a negative intention behind the positive intention. They have a negative intention. Somebody will be telling you, no dear, you know that you're late now, when your husband is talking to you, you have to sit quiet. But the person is advising you, and the next minute you see, oh dear, did he beat you? Did he touch? Did he do this? Did he do that? Did he say that? I'm very sorry. Don't bother. Tomorrow we are going to have dinner together. I'm going to make it up for you to feel better. And you are seeing it in a positive light, right? And you are not telling your husband. You go for the dinner, then maybe you are drunk, or one thing leads to another. You find yourself in a hotel room, or one thing leads to another. You find yourself embracing each other, kissing each other, and that is sexual. You're already into it. And that is not correct. When you start seeing things going the negative way, you have to call the attention of your husband, of your wife, in order not to fall into sexual temptation. You have to, at least, if you can't talk at the moment, you can send a message. You can send a message. Or you can even sit in the house, because a lady knows that your wife won't be around, she pays a surprise visit to your house. You have to call your wife, even in front of that lady, and tell your wife, it's like this, your friend is in my house, is in the house, and has come to see you, but you are not around, and I'm offering her water while waiting for you. Just by making that call, whatever negative intention that person had against you, the person will stop. Yes, there are some little things you can, these are the little techniques you can use in order not to fall into sexual temptation. Or you can sit in the office and your husband's friend will just burst and say, oh madam, I was around the corner and I felt like I should come and say hello, hi to you. I don't know if you'll be available for dinner. And it's almost 12, maybe we could go for lunch or stuff like that. And you are like maybe on a difficult side, you can't say no to that man. You have to go. But how the problem now is, if he has a negative intention, how do you stop that negative intention? That's why I'm here today. So the main thing you have to do is, there and there in front of him, you pick up your phone, you call your husband. Hello honey, your friend of this and so name, you call his name, he's here and he was just around the corner. Say exactly what he said. So we are going out for a lunch date. I don't know if you don't mind joining us, or maybe I'll just you about our date later when I return back home. Trust me, if this man came into your office with some negative intention, he's going to divert this intention. Some will even say, okay, it seems you're busy some other time, and he will leave. And some will go with you and you guys will eat and nothing will happen. You've already cancelled that sexual temptation in that could have happened. So certain conversations are very important. Certain alerts are very, very important in your relationship, in your marriage. Keep each other posted. Keep each other informed. Be it through a text message, be it through a phone call, it won't cost you much. Rather, if you skip those little things you have to do to keep your marriage going, free from sexual temptation and sexual abuse, stuff like that, you will still have a lot of problems like divorce, a loss of confidence from your spouse. Rather, it is important you inform your wife, inform your husband about your dinner date, about the people visiting him that are not colleagues, or colleagues that are giving you flirting attention. There are colleagues that are giving flirting attention towards your wife, towards your husband. You have to let them know about it. Some will send text messages on ungodly hours. And that is why I still come to the point to say that for me, I advise married people to have passwords to each other's phone. Because once in a while, it's not like, yes, we are doing it. I know I'm not the only one. Once in a while, when you have that password, it's not like you don't trust him, or it's not like you don't trust her. You steal the phone. Yes, I'm seeing it. You go through the phone and you just see what is happening. And when you see what is happening, at times you might fall on a message that somebody sent with a negative intention, but your husband or your wife had no idea that message could be, but you will bring it to him or to her and tell him that if a married woman or a single girl can be sending you this message at this time, know that you have to be careful with this person. And he will reason it with you because he knows that you're that kind of person that will hardly go through his phone or through her phone. And for you to say something, it means that he really needs to be careful. I'm not the only one doing it. I know that you are doing it, but do it in the right way. Don't keep checking his phone all the time. When you do that, if he's a cheat or he's somebody that keeps a lot of secrets, he will keep hiding them, deleting them from you. So do it, but do it in a mature way, a way that they won't be, you won't have problem. Rather than solving problem, you are instead causing another problem. So do it in a mature way. The next point I would like to discuss is taking purity in marriage seriously. Like seriously. Marriage has to be a purity ground, a pure ground, a ground where not like we can't find fault in marriage. No, there are a lot of things, shortcomings, there are a lot of things we are going to do in marriage that is contrary to the vows we took. But we have to make purity a ground for our marriage, for our relationship. And how can we make purity a ground for our relationship? We have to set rules again. I still come to rules. We have to set rules. Don't wait when your husband starts cheating or your wife starts cheating. That is when you want to set rules. Don't wait when he refuses eating your food, when she refuses giving you sex, when she stops picking your calls, when she's not available, when she starts keeping out late nights, when she can't pick your calls at certain hours. Don't wait for those things to start happening before you set rules in your marriage. At times, you set rules in your marriage, not even by having a conversation with your husband or with your wife. You can do them by showing example. For example, might not be happy with the fact that my husband leaves the house without informing me. What will I do? When he's at home and I want to go out, I will say, oh baby, I'm going to meet my girls out. We are going to be spending 2 to 3 hours out, and I will let you know when I reach my destination. And when I will be there, the first thing I will do is, what I want him to do for me is, when he's also out, he should call, right? When I'm there with my girls, I will say, oh babes, I'm here with A, I'm here with this and that and that, and we want to share a drink. We are about to share a drink at that plaza, wherever we are, right? I'm informing him. And maybe after a while, you will see if it's a man that is romantic, a man that is understanding, a caring man, he's going to be like, Maybe after 1 hour, he will text, baby, how far? Are you coming home soon? And you say, okay, babe, please just give me 30 minutes. I will be back at home. And maybe after 30 minutes, you see that the discussion is turning to a certain level where you want to spend a little more time with your girls or with your guys. You text your husband or you text your wife, please babes, just give me more 30 minutes, okay? I'll be back home. The discussion is becoming more interesting. Okay, your wife or your husband will say, okay, that's fine. And when you're coming back home, you say, babes, I'm on my way. I'm coming back home. In that way, you are not only protecting your marriage, your relationship from sexual temptation, you are as well protecting even your own self. There are many people who have gone out and they have been poisoned, and today they don't even know till date, they don't know who could be responsible for that act, because they went out and no one was aware of whom they were going out with and where they actually sat and had a drink or had a conversation. They went out and they were attacked. And because you're that kind of person who will not inform your wife or your husband when you're coming home or where you're going to, she will sleep, and or he or she will sleep till morning, knowing that wherever you are going to come back. But if you guys are frequently communicating with each other, at one point in time, your wife or your husband is going to be like, no, something is wrong with my husband, something is wrong with my wife. He can't be this long without calling me or letting me know something about through a text message. And maybe you will be like, since you people already had a previous conversation, he said I'm with A or that, you now call A or that, please, my wife said she's with you, is she still with you? And they'll say, no, she left about 2 hours ago. And now you will be like, she's not yet back home. And now you are now alerted to go look for your wife or to go look for your husband. So you are not only fighting sexual temptation, you are fighting your own security. You are also placing a ground for your security. Once friends are aware that your husband or your wife know that you are with them, even they had something evil planning against you, they are going to stop it. So it is important that you take the purity of your marriage very, 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 very important. The fourth point we'll be looking at is you can find someone to help you. Yes. If you know that you are weak, because not everybody is strong. There are some people that they can see a girl naked. Nothing will move them because that girl is not meant for them. They can go to the beach and they see a girl naked, or a colleague come in naked. Nothing. Because they know that that lady is not their wife, it's not his fiancé. So it doesn't mean anything to her, it doesn't mean anything to him. Yes, there are some people, but there are some people that if you put on a dress that whole your bobs is out, your buttocks is out, they are already falling already. So we have people are of different categories. You need to know who you are. If you're that kind of man that you are driven by what you see or by touch, or that kind of woman you're driven by what you see, by touch or by money, you have to know your weaknesses. And because marriage is a purity crown, in order to help you fight this temptation, you have to make your wife or a trusted friend to be aware of certain things about you. You can be that man that is, you in fact, you are addicted to pornography, right? There are many men like that, married men, married women, addicted to pornography, and it is not a good ground for your marriage. And you know very well that marriage is purity, and that is temptation. When you start looking at those things, you are tempted. So how do you overcome them? You can confide to your wife. Confide about it to your wife, to your friend, some trustworthy person, a brother, a sister, anyone you can trust. For example, you can trust your husband. Tell him that, babes, it's like that. Each time I'm alone, I take my phone, I take the computer, or is it the TV, and I'm watching naked ladies or naked men. And we need to put passwords to these areas. Yes, you can do, one of the means you can use is to put passwords. You can put a password on your phone on that site. where you always watch, or you delete the app completely. If you want to help yourself, you want to help your marriage, you want to help your relationship, you delete that apps completely from your phone, from your, if it's on your TV, you know that maybe once in a while you'll be tempted. But TV is difficult because when the kids are there, it will be even be difficult for him or for her to watch those type of things. So you need to know your own circumstance. Is it on the TV? Is it on the computer? Is it on the phone? You can put passwords on those areas or delete the areas completely, or put password like on the internet. You cannot delete, because you delete, you can still go and type and still put. So look for ways. You put a password and only your wife knows about it, or only your husband knows about it. You look for ways to help each other. If you don't know your weakness, there is no way you are going to solve your problem. When you understand yourself as a couple, you help each other as a couple, your marriage is going to be, you are going to find bonding in your marriage. You are going to find love in your marriage, togetherness in your marriage. In fact, you will see that you will fight little, you will argue little, you will have misunderstanding, very limited misunderstanding in your marriage. Hope these 4 sweet points on how to fight marital temptation, sexual temptation, has helped somebody overcome. And for you who is still fighting, if you need more information, more information on how to fight it, if it is an addiction like cocaine, all those ones, you can call or send a message and I will be there to answer and guide you. Stay blessed. It's Glow Digestive Show, and I will always be here for you guys because you guys are always there for me. Comment and let me see what is your opinion about what I just said, and if you have a question, just put it at the comment section and I will answer immediately. Love you. Stay blessed.